Jourdan Bell at Texas A&M AgriLife Research and Extension. Today we're going to look at the High Plains Uniform variety trials at Bushland. Right now we're at the irrigated wheat nursery. Within this wheat nursery there's our uniform variety trial in addition to the wheat breeding program's breeding plot. This is TAM 204. This is a variety that was released by Texas A&M in 2014. It is an awnless variety that is very good for hay production as well as graze out conditions and even dual purpose production. It is a variety that it has resistance to the wheat curl mite as well as the green bug, and resistance to the wheat curl mite actually gives it resistance to wheat streak mosaic virus. This is a variety that has shown to also have a very good yield potential, although it does have a lower test weight. One of the things that we are evaluating is potential freeze injury. We did have a hard freeze a week ago, and so this field at that time was susceptible to freeze injury. However, when we look at the canopy, we have a very dense canopy, so that did help buffer the temperature change. In addition to that, when we also look at freeze injury, we consider the duration of the freeze. And at Bushland, we were actually below 32 degrees for only about 2 hours. So we are not currently seeing any freeze injury from last week's freeze. However, we are expecting a Easter freeze as well as potential snow within the next 3 to 4 days. So as temperatures have warmed over the past week and the wheat has continued to develop, we are increasing our risk for freeze injury, and we will be closely monitoring freeze injury at this location as well as at other sites. This wheat is actually farther along. This field was planted on October the 14th, and we are currently flag. In this field, we do see quite a bit of leaf burn from the recent freeze, but fortunately, when evaluating the head in this field, we really don't have any yield limiting freeze injury from last week's freeze. Because we are now in the flag stage, and as we're concerned about the upcoming freeze that's expected this next week, we are going to be very concerned about freeze injury. As we look at these plants, we see this is the flag leaf that has emerged. And so that developing head has actually moved up fairly high within the plant. And as the head moves higher, of course, it's much more susceptible to freeze injury. So TAM 115 is actually a little later than TAM 114. This variety is just starting to reach flag. Probably only 30% of this variety is at flag in comparison to TAM 114 that was slightly farther along. This is TAM 205. TAM 205 is also a dual purpose variety that has very good fall forage production. It also is resistant to both leaf and stem rust as well as stripe rust. This variety is also resistant to the wheat curl mite, which does give it resistance to the wheat streak mosaic virus. And this variety is also noted for having very good test weights as well as good recovery from grazing.